Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Ryan, and we are back with more Unreal World today. This is our Hermit series with Canute the Conqueror, now known as Canute the Redeemed. Here he is in all his physical glory. He's a very tall, 76 inches, yes, and 235 pounds. It's not the biggest character you can get in the Unreal World, but it's up there on the scale. But he has turned his back on his violent ways and now lives peacefully out here in the middle of nowhere. We are literally in no man's land, all the way at the edge of the map. We cannot go any farther than basically this here, but we have left civilization behind, and any humans we come across we immediately run away from. Not out of fear, but out of trauma, you could say. Nonetheless, that presents unique challenges. We've got to start with nothing but stone tools. We've got an axe and a knife here, and we are currently trying to get our blacksmithing going. But the ultimate challenge is keeping him fed and fighting off starvation, which we are currently recovering from. We've got about 13 pounds of reindeer meat. We came across a herd recently, and it's been a blessing, no doubt here. Speaking of that, we are, of course, trying to stay in good with the spirit realm, making sacrifices whenever I can remember to do so. But otherwise, guys, things are going great here in the Unreal World, so I really appreciate everybody who's been tuning in, leaving comments on the video. Of course, that really helps with the algorithm. And one last thing before we hop in, I will mention that I post all my content early if you choose to support the channel as a member on YouTube or as a Patreon. Link in the description below. You will get that content early, sometimes a day, sometimes even a week early, depending on how many I upload at a time. But anyway, guys, enough self-promotion. Let's get into today's episode and see if we can make some more progression with our blacksmithing. Alright, well, while we've got some protein on us, it's time to get some resources collected. So right now we are on the world map. Make sure we eat between these sessions. Harvesting ore, check that out. So we just got 10 ore pieces. That's nowhere near enough, but we are weary, so we'll go ahead and step back into... Oh, we're also fatigued. Can't move. There we go. We'll step back in here. And oop, there's some traders to the north. Hope they don't wander through camp, but if they do, we'll just ignore them. No need to be crazy hostile or anything. So I'm gonna drop a few things, keep the shovel on me. But now, one other thing I learned we're gonna need is some bellows. What I do is I'm working backwards, say from, just smelting. So if I want to smelt iron ore, I look. We do have the bloomery. We built that in the last episode. Fire's easy. Roasted ore, that's a process we do with the other furnace, so that shouldn't be too hard. We can accomplish that. Charcoal, we're working on that. Bellows, that's something we haven't seen or made yet. So I realize that's going to be the next step, is making the bellows. Shovel we have, and we will need a hammer. We might be able to use a stone, but I think we can make a hammer before we get the actual smithing accomplished. Let's just look and see. Well, I don't want to get sidetracked too much searching. Sometimes it is tough to locate things because there is no search function in the mods, but there's a lot of options. Anyway, we're at the bellows, so let's just look at that real quick. We'll figure out the hammer down the road. So 2 boards, actually we need 4, we're too short, but we can get some. It's just a very long process with our hand axe made of stone. 4 pounds of leather, that's going to be the big one here. So if we take a look at our feet, I've actually got a decent amount of fur, but in a very silly and short-sighted way, I didn't turn any of this into leather yet. So what that means is we're going to have to go out on the hunt again, hopefully find a decent-sized animal, and turn the fur into leather, which we should be able to accomplish. Certainly, we got the water here and we have the knowledge. It's just, it does take a little bit of time, a few days and whatnot. So we're definitely going to have to keep up the flow. Survival, hunting, setting traps, checking the traps, and slowly but steadily trying to bootstrap our way up into metal tools. So it is weary. It's night. Okay, now we're back early morning. Let's see here. Before we get into any kind of bellows making, maybe we should go ahead and just look. Let's check some traps And maybe we'll even get lucky and spot a couple animals if we walk around the area. Okay, these traps haven't been producing much. I might want to reset them. Yeah, move them to a different spot. Really would just love to get my hands on some feathers. That would be great for crafting and stuff. But we'll take a little stroll around here. This is just like our backyard area. Alright, good. We're recovering from starvation. But like I said, if we don't keep that steady flow of food coming in, it will be a problem for us. Alright, so let's take a look at something here on the map. If we zoom in a bit, the green X's, these indicate where we saw the animals. So that's the deer. The very meat that we're chewing on right now is from that herd. This elk is from longer ago, too. Might be good to go back and check the deer's location. Let me just think about it. Yeah. We're in a good situation now. We've got food, so that starvation's going down. Let's try it. The only real problem is we end up wasting meat because we don't have a good knife to process the animal, but ultimately there's really nothing we can do right now until we get those bellows made. Canute returned to camp and suddenly was struck with an idea. He remembered that he had climbed the nearby mountain after he arrived at this location and placed his old combat gear on top of the peak, just as sort of a symbolic gesture to the spirit world and the unreal world in general that he is abandoning that former life. But there was some leather up there in the form of his cuirass, the leather forearm guards, and the shin guards. I think this might be enough to turn into some bellows. So let's do that. I don't see any reason not to take what was once gear used to kill and harm others and turn it into something of greater value, something for peace and prosperity, and ultimately for crafting. So here we are back at a little spot. Yeah, let's go ahead and queue up the bellows again. Alright, here we are with our menu brought up. Now I forgot I had to whip up the boards, which took like 2 days, so we've actually run out of meat again now, but I spared you sitting here watching him just cut up boards with the stone axe, because it takes a while. But anyway, we're going to use the wild sow leather forearm guards first. That'll completely get rid of that item, and then we'll use the rest of the shin guards here. So that actually leaves us with a little bit of leather left over, but this is good. This is a really good step. And one thing we'll do is we've got to get back out there and start hunting, getting some more meat, but maybe we can set up some more charcoal. I'm not going to chop any more wood because it just takes too long, but yeah, we're back in starvation now. It seems like we just start to recover, and then boom, we start starving again, but we'll get there. We'll get there. It's a process. Let's see. All right, take a drink. We will sleep real quick. Let me just check something. So if we go to charcoal, firewood pile. Now I think we're short some firewood. Okay, not to worry. I just wanted to see maybe we could do it now. Light the fire and get it started, then go to sleep. But ultimately, it's bedtime, and I think we'll head to the site of that deer spotting where we hunted up the other one successfully. Maybe along the way we'll find something else, though. And we have returned to the exact site of our deer spotting. Here we are at the Green X. There it is. I've searched around a little bit already. You can see it's morning. He's lively, so he's been doing a little bit of work. So far, no luck, but I don't give up that easily, so there's a bit of a technique to it. Either we spot them here on the local terrain map, which is what this is referred to, where you can actually do your hunting and killing, or occasionally if I move around a little bit and I don't see them, I will pop back out to the world map, just look around, maybe move a tile or two, nearby, search again, drop back in here looking for tracks, fresh tracks that is, or of course signs of the animal themselves. But it's very likely, well, I don't know about likely, but it's certainly possible that they just completely left the area. I was hoping maybe we'd run into them together here. Just move straight up one direction, let it load up a couple times. That's essentially telling you you're moving into another tile, basically what would be a full tile on the overworld, I think. Alright, anything? Ah, nothing there. Well, I'll leave the mark for now. Maybe we'll come back to it, but if we take a look to the south here, yeah, there's another green X. A little bit of open terrain between here and there too, so it's not too far. It's worth checking it. And of course, as I've commented before previously, these mountains, being up north in the mountainous region, it's actually really good and helpful. Gives us this high vantage point where we can see through over the thick forests and stuff. Normally, yeah, our vision would be very limited. We would just be able to see the clear open spots. But anyway, all right, we've arrived here. Yeah, same thing as what we just did, except now we're looking for elk. Let's see if we can find some. Oh boy, here we go. You can see one dead ahead right here. Now the actual spot of the last sighting was right here. I think that one might be a bit too old, so we can probably safely delete it from the screen here. Yeah, if we go to A and then just delete. Very good. Alright, so let's do this. We are weary. There's still light though. It's late afternoon. I say we give it a try. He's kind of sandwiched in here, but we've got some mountains there. Where'd it go? Alright, we've got him. It's going to zoom out. Need to zoom out for full visibility. Big bull elk here. Alright, we're going to sprint at him. Try and get him to get spooked. There we go. And it begins. The hunt is on. Fresh animal in a new area. Should be very easy to track it. The only thing that could possibly make that an easier chore would be if it was in winter right now. Alright, so I'm going to stop running. Good, we're getting some water here. Love to see that. I always mention the water pot, the little ponds and stuff like this. Very good. Try and catch them in these because sometimes they'll get confused. Run themselves ragged trying to escape when it's apparently pretty easy but just not apparent to them. Anyway. I'm rambling. Let's continue here. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about. Okay, he's still just a little fatigued. I'm going to sprint at him, trying to get him backed into that corner there so he doesn't split and sneak out the opposite way. Nope, nope. Damn, just like he did there. Alright, there's still hope here. I'm going to stop sprinting. Whenever sprinting, you really got to watch that number. If it gets to negative 100% total, you are basically, you've lost the animal, essentially, because you're going to have to rest. It will rest. It'll get away. Alright, there he is. Oh, look, he's got himself out on an even more precarious little spot there. Can I head him off? I've definitely seen game like this run into water, but for whatever reason, they will avoid it. Very, very much. Usually when I see them in water, it's after they broke through the ice in winter time and they're just trying to get away. Alright, let's stay focused here. I think he might have gone south from here. Yeah, his tracks are pretty heavy. Oh no. Where did he go? I'm going to enter the water real quick. I just want to get to this side as fast as possible. Shoot. He doubled back. He confused me. No, he used the water to his advantage. Oh, now I feel like the fool. See his tracks? They go down there, but then they disappear. Up here. Oh, there they go. There he is. Okay. He did recover, but the fact that we've got him here in this little waterway. Oh, okay. Here we go. My stone axe is wielded. I'm going to sprint at him. Don't. Oh. And this is not your average elk right here. We're going in the water again. It's alright. It's warm enough. Summertime. We're not going to freeze or anything from getting in the water. Highly avoid that, though, whenever you're in fall or winter. Okay. Let me take a look here. Looks like we might have some more runway. In other words, there's not going to be much forest dead ahead unless I'm reading the map wrong. So we're certainly going to keep pursuit. Maybe I can just do the old-fashioned thing and wear them out. Well, it's been quite a chase. I'm My character's vigor level is now extremely tired, but just in terms of overall endurance, he's holding up strong, whereas the elk is breathless. Yeah, I think in fact it's probably safest for us to stop running. This elk is big though. He's a full-grown male, and he is still keeping just out of reach, but I think he's had it. Yeah. Alright, so our stone axe is in hand. Now, Canute is a master, grandmaster, in fact, of the stone axe, or any axe, I should say. So this probably shouldn't be too bad for him, which is good. He's very tired and needs to go to sleep right away. But we also don't want to, put the animal through any unnecessary pain here. So it's unconscious right off the bat. Yep, just shows his skill and just how tired the animal was. But we're going to strike it again blunt, directly to the skull this time. Boom, in one hit. Very good job, Canute. Excellent. Now, you know what? Like I said, he's extremely tired. Can't sleep yet, though, because of the rain. I'm not going to bother building a shelter or anything here, but damn, this is a big 600-pound male. I had a thought. Maybe if we quarter the animal, isn't that an option? Well, first of all, let's skin it. Maybe it'll stop raining. Yeah, okay, it stopped and then it started again. But he's so tired he will sleep in the rain if he gets ready to drop. Alright, this is going to be a bit of a pain, but yeah, no, I was thinking maybe if we were able to quarter up the animal's carcass, then butcher each quarter separately, would we get more meat overall in total than just butchering the animal as a whole? Don't know it. Want to try it, though. It's been a while since I butchered an animal. I think it's possible, so let me experiment and see if we can't catch a couple of hours of back-to-back sleep real quick, and then we'll get started on the beast. Well, I can't really figure it out. If you hit butcher, there's no options, and I've gone through a lot of the skills here, some random ones. I can't remember. I'd even tried Googling it, but there didn't seem to come up a lot. There was some talk about it on the forums, but it seemed more like it was just a suggestion. Nonetheless, I distinctly remember it being possible. Let me know down in the comments if it is. But one thing, maybe we do it this way. Let's start the butchering process, and then maybe if we halt it, I don't know. Let's try it. Whoa, okay. That went a little too quick. I meant to halt it. Damn it. Well, we got 667 edible cuts out of a 700-pound animal? Dang. Well, there we go. Such is life here in the wilderness at the moment. We'll try and sleep a little bit more. Definitely should get some fire started, potentially. Yeah, right here. Not because of warmth, but because maybe we can cook up a little bit of food. Well, not maybe, but certainly. We can roast up some of this right away. I'm not going to spend too much time here. In fact, I'll probably just stand here and pass the time till we get the notification. There it is. Now we can grab all of these. Go. Nice. Time to eat. Making sure we don't accidentally feed them the raw stuff. That's right. I've done that many times. It will make them sick, but I've never had it become like fatal when they eat raw or even like spoiled meat. Alright, so we need to get back home. Yeah. Every moment that goes by, this meat is starting to rot. Oh, I didn't mean to go to the cave. That's okay. But it is kind of good that we just cook part of it up. Oh no, Vagabond Hunter. Whew. Oh, that scared me for a second. So the hunter is just a loner out here like we are, minding their own business. They're not hostile. Some of them will talk to you and even like go with you and join you if you ask them. But no, we're not worried about it. Man, oh man. Tell you what, Canute thought that coming out here into no man's land would be just what he needed to like never see another human face, but turns out he was dead wrong. There's still quite a few people out here in no man's land. Nonetheless, we'll make our best way here. Alright, so, yeah, we're not far. We're going to make it and try and get a little bit more work done towards our blacksmithing ultimately. Back home, safe and sound, and he's got a full belly. Well, he is a little bit hungry, but we can change that. Now I've dropped the meat here in the cellar. There it is. Still not stale yet. I'm going to leave it there. We might cook it up in batches. That way it'll hopefully prevent the last little bit of it from spoiling, because if we let it sit raw and then cook it, it kind of refreshes it a little bit. So longer we can leave it in its raw state, the better, in other words. Anyway, so I've got the skin. And we talked about turning into leather earlier, but then we found some. I think it's still a good idea to turn this one into leather. We've got to dehair it here. So I have cleaned it already. And the only issue with that is that it's a process. Let's see, it takes 12 days. And I've got elk fat here. I think we might just go ahead and roast this up and eat this too. What I'll do though is I'll keep it in the cellar because I don't know if it's going to last for 12 days. Well, honestly, in the cellar it might, because since it is summertime right now or warm enough, we could probably peel some bark off of a tree and use that once this thing's ready. Because even though we're dehairing it at this stage, it still needs to go through the proper tanning stage requiring fat or tree tannins. So yeah, that's a bit of a balancing act unless you happen to have a bunch already prepared. Anyway, that's all said and done now. 12 days till that's ready. The food is good. We could probably use a bit more, so let's get a fire started here. We might actually do a little bit of work. I don't know. Ultimately, I probably just need to try and keep working on charcoal, but let's see here. I'm going to grab... we'll just do 10. Sorry. There we go, 10. Beautiful. All right, and we'll cook it right here. Boom. Again, we do it in smaller batches. Nice. Hopefully that'll help stretch it out. All right, so let's check our mining. Now, we do have a bunch of ore. Not too much, but we've got some. Let's go ahead and roast, whatever we've got. It says pieces. Oh, I did too many. Let's just do one at a time. There we go. Yep. I don't know how many. 3. Wow. You can get a whole bunch of that stuff going at once. We'll go ahead and drop the antlers. There we go. So the ore is roasting. We can see if I try to pick it up, it'll be ready by noon. There is a decent little bit of charcoal here. We've now got 100 pieces. Let's try the next step, which would be to smelt the ore. We've got the bellows. Oh, the hammer. Yep, that was what we needed next. Forgot about that. Huh. Is there a stone here? I feel like it... Oh, it's still working without the hammer. Ah. That's... Oh, we need to stop. Take a break. I forgot about the meat. Tell me it didn't just burn it. Whew, okay. Grab it. Now, let's see. Is it still something we can repeat? Yes, okay. Whew. Man, I thought I might have ruined things there, but we're fine. I didn't feed him. I probably should have stopped and let him eat there for a second, but I got nervous. So this was going good. The bellows is poor quality, but that worked. That did work. All right, buddy, you deserve a nice big meal. Eat up, my friend. Step over here, take a quick drink. Wow. All right, so let's check our inventory. We've actually got 1 iron bloom. It's a toss-up. I don't think we're quite ready to start mining or creating iron tools yet. Like I said, I think we need an anvil. And we'll probably definitely need a hammer. But let's just take a quick peek. So if we go to tool making, and I was just going to say it's a toss-up between making a knife first or a shovel blade. Shovel blade's going to make it much more efficient to gather ore, process charcoal. The knife is going to help us with meat, though. And ultimately, I think the knife is going to be smaller, like requirement for iron. We might be able to get away with just one little, piece of iron. Let's try hide working. Let's try the broad knife. Let's just see. Iron large knife blade. Okay, so if I were to make an iron large knife blade, there it is. It would take an iron billet. So that's probably going to be the next step, turning the ore bloom into a billet, which I assume means like an ingot, probably. Forge, which we do have. Charcoal, bellows, anvil is on there. Hammer. Now the hammer, I'm pretty sure this time is not optional. Tub of water. Okay. Or for water quenching. I actually damn it. I think it's going to require a tub and not just a bag. Well, we'll try either way. I hope we don't get all this other stuff completed and then end up with sitting here hoping to make a tub. Nonetheless, we'll have to get a hammer situated, like I said, and the anvil. So that's going to be the next thing. I couldn't find the anvil, though. And I was looking. Perhaps it's part of the utility articles. Let me see if I can locate that. Okay, here we go. So, I have figured out how to make a stone anvil. There's also a metal anvil too, but we need a hammer and a tub to quench it, and a lot of iron blooms, or iron billets actually. So this is, I think, the best way to go for starters, is to make this stone one. I had to create a whetstone for grinding, but that was easy. Just 2 big stones. Wow, okay, so that was a process. Let's see. I don't think the anvil surprisingly weighs that much. There it is. We've got the anvil stone. It's 120. I'm just going to drop this stuff. We don't need to keep it, but I think that'll count as an anvil for our purposes getting started. Now, of course, the next thing is to get a hammer set up, but let's take a quick look at our meat. How's it going over here? Okay, it's still not stale. Bless the seller. It's a great thing to have. So, yeah. Now, tool making is where I located the whetstone and the anvil, right here. Stone hammer. Boom. Let's go. Pitch glue. What? 5 feet of thin cordage, fire to apply the glue. Man, oh man, you're kidding. See, it's always something. There's always something missing you got to go through. Pitch glue, I'm hoping might be something we can whip together. There it is, pitch glue from pine tar. From birch bark. 5 pounds of birch bark, a pot. Don't have that. That's a metal implement. Shoot. Don't tell me we're going to get all this way. No, I think there's got to be a way to make it without the pot, right? Or maybe we can substitute something else for the pot. I don't know. Let's see here. Well, not to worry. I won't dive too much into that. I'll go through and research it, see if we can make it, and then by the start of the next episode, we'll know what we have to work on to get started with it. But I think that'll do it for today. A lot of progression made, a little bit of stress relieved, and I think hopefully we can survive for another episode or two. But regardless, I appreciate everybody coming by and joining me on our adventure here in the unreal world. I hope you'll hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're a new viewer, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching the video, everybody. I just want to take a moment to recognize my Patreons. As you can see, I've put their names in gold because they are, in fact, more precious than that shiny metal. Now, I'd like to take a moment to invite you to also support the channel for as little as $2, $5, or $10. You gain access to all my content early and ad-free over on Patreon, as well as a private Discord server with me and my other Patreons where we do some giveaways and have great conversations. But once again, thank you, everybody, and I'll see you on the next one.